Hello and good evening. My name is Eric Paul de Almeida, and I am a product of Hilo. And I am a proud product of Hilo. I would like to extend my thanks to the elected officials and public servants that are here. And I would like to have a comment first. Director Ewan, Artist Zane, what the two of you have mentioned about the sidewalks and the people coming together, I could not agree with you more. I am a sociology and psychology undergrad and graduate student, and having that education with me, I understand what you say, that people need to work together and hang together and know each other and be friends with each other. When I was growing up in this town, and like I said, my family is from Hilo. They are from Amaulu Camps 1 and 2. They're from Wainaku and Pueo. They have been here a long time. When I was growing up, I learned words like respect. And I learned words like caring for your community, which was instilled into me by my grandparents, Louis and Agnes de Almeida, that I grew up on Wainaku Avenue. And what I have seen lately is a lacking in that. I have seen vandalism of businesses and vehicles that I have never seen in my life growing up in this town. I have seen anger. I have seen fights that I have not seen in this town. And I don't want to pin any reasons. I mean, I could debate the issue with a lot of people on the reasons why, but at the moment, my reasons are not why. My question is solution. What can the planning committee, and in fact, I see Kimo Alamira is a good friend of mine, and in fact, he's also my former professor. He's no relation to me, but I do know Dr. Alameda very well. My question would be, how can we get that spirit of community back, both by doing what we can do with downtown Hilo, trying, invigorating that sense of pride and community in being a native son and daughter of the town of Hilo. And my first thing that I'd like to say as far as a solution would be maybe having more activities. Everybody always keeps saying the same thing. There's nothing to do in Hilo. And I'm getting really tired of hearing that. Because when I was growing up, we didn't have a lot of stuff to do either. We made our own stuff to do. We went to parks and did things. We picked fruit and stuff and sold them, or gave them to neighbors and relatives and stuff. We did all kinds of things to have fun. We swam in the river. Well, nowadays it's dangerous to swim in the river, so okay, I won't go there. But, we did things. We made things happen. And if things didn't happen, we relied on Ohana to help us. So that having been said, before Dr. Johnson tells me my time is almost up, nice to see you again, Jackie. I'll leave it at that, and I'll be awaiting the solutions. Thank you.
Thank you for posing that question. Yeah. Chris?
Well, I hear what you're saying, and I partially agree, but I also think there are a lot of terrific things that are being done. I mean, there was just a great Ho'olaule'a Saturday night. There's lots of people in the room here. There's a lot of little centers of activity, and there are always problems. I grew up in Hilo, and we always like to think of the past as a utopian age, and we tend to remember a lot of the good things. But I can remember kids going into Crest store after school and buying cans of paint to go sniff in the bushes. So there have always been problems, and there always will be. There always will be problems. I think that people this is one of those preaching to the choir situations, but the people here and many other people in our community are doing a heck of a lot of positive things.
Please, go ahead.
One of the things that I could suggest as a start is at the dining room table, at the dinner table. I think that part of bringing the family together every evening and sharing the stories of the day and sharing what you learned and what you've gone through is how we nurture our families to become stronger and develop that pride. We practice that every chance we have now. It's something that I think has been lost, but we need to instill that kind of pride, that kind of nurturing within our own families, and that's how we will start that grassroots effort to save our town, yeah?
Jackie, I can address this. I'd like to second Chris's point that there are wonderful things, lots of them happening in downtown Hilo almost every weekend and also during the middle of the week. So I would stress dispersal of this information to people like you. And the future plan should include development of living spaces in downtown Hilo, which would encourage self-policing. So I would add that to Chris and Zigzane's comments.
Mahalo. And thank you, Mr. Almeida, too, for posing that. And I'm sure there are a lot of people who are nodding their heads because these are the very people who are concerned about these issues sitting here in this room. Any more questions?
Hi, I'm from Hilo High, and it's like a class that we're in. Anyways, we had some
Wait, we have to find out. What class is this, please?
Oh, this is Participation in Democracy.
Lovely.
At Hilo High, yeah.
Lovely.
So, okay. So we just have like a couple of questions that would concern...
a round of applause. That's wonderful. They're here doing what they say. And Hilo High School is part of Hilo, so close to downtown where your back door, right? Okay, please.
So we have a couple of questions that would, I guess, concern teens more a little bit. Here's Taylor. Yeah. Okay, anyways, we were just like wondering what kind of activities will there be for like teens, and I guess also how we can help out with this downtown beautification process, I guess.
So a dual question. Yeah. Activities and how to help out with the downtown beautification. Do you have a specific panel member? Is there someone there who feels on the panel you feel that you can address this? Sudha?
Is she asking for activities in general for teens? Or is it specifically on the plan, on Envision 2025 plan?
Actually kind of both, like activities that were going to be planned for like downtown and also how we can help out to reach our goal in 2025.
That's great. In downtown Hilo, I can speak for the East Hawaii Cultural Center. There are wonderful activities for teens. Mask making, drawing, cartoon drawing, illustration, acting for screen and stage, painting, drawing, glass bead making, and much, much more. In addition to these workshops, you have teen theater, teen dance, teen performance, perhaps not all of them all at once, but they're continuously happening all through the year. During summer and spring breaks, we have special classes, art camps for teens and children. So I would suggest getting in touch with East Hawaii Cultural Center or going on the web, looking at ehcc.org and looking up their programs, or look at the Saturday's paper, the calendar section. You'll find information about that. On Envision Plan 2025, there are 2 or 3 places for youth. So you should get in touch with Susan Gogoric later on and participate actively in the plan. We would welcome you to join this. We very much seek youth participation in our activities at the Cultural Center as well as on the plan. On October 11th, I think Quack opens a wonderful play at the Palace Theater. I'll encourage all of you to come in and enjoy the play.
You are the people who should be up on this stage in 2025, so we're hoping that this message really sinks in. We'll be on our way to other venues. Do you have another question?
One of the things that I kind of thought about would be interesting to have downtown is like a skate park, because me and my friends, we go to Volcano like every week, and that's kind of far, and that's like a fun thing to do after school, and plus like skaters get in trouble around downtown a lot, and it's hard. So I was wondering if that's like in there or something like that.
Chris, might you be the good person to answer this?
Well, I don't think it's, I'm sorry, I don't think it's in there right now. Something to think about.
Okay, that's a reason for you to get involved. When you have specific ideas, you can ask all those, and there are many people, we're talking to the Reeds here, who took part in that early process. So there's no reason why young voices shouldn't be heard in the process too, so as we move through this. So Susan Gregoric, will you raise your hand? See that lovely lady right there? She's a key person in this whole plan that you need to link up with to make sure that your voices are heard too. So young people have specifics because they live right now, right? So there are some specifics they hope to see happen. Let's take one more question, then we have some very exciting things on the horizon. We have a person here?
We have 2 questions. And just to respond to that, the young folks from Hilo High School might want to partner up with some of the lead solution partners who have exhibits out under the tent in order to make actions happen that they want to see happen here in Hilo. So that's one of the things they can do tonight.
Thank you very much, Eileen. Yes.
We have a question that was written, and I'm not really sure that this is so much directed at one of the panelists as perhaps other people here in the audience. But the question is from the Hawaii Innovative Technology Center, and downtown parking is limited. We know this. And the parking possibilities for them when they offer conferences is extremely limited. It doesn't make sense for participants to leave the classroom every 2 hours to go deal with the parking issue. So they're wondering if there's a way that parking permits could be issued on an event basis, a parking permit that could be placed on the dashboard of the car, and if that's something that they can work towards, and who would they work with. So this is a question for perhaps
the man of
Mr.
the hour, Chris Ewan.
Well, this is, I hate to duck things, but this is, the streets and the parking are, the work is done by the Department of Public Works. I think most of you know that they've had a project recently to locate more spaces in downtown Hilo. Ron Thiel, the gentleman with the hat back behind there, is a terrific county engineer, has been spearheading that project. I can't really give you any specifics on a pass type program. They'd have to be the ones to talk to you about that.
And our final question, please.
My name is Gene Tamashiro. I'm from Oahu. My grandparents came from Okinawa to the Big Island. My mom was born in Ola, and my dad was born in Honoka'a. I grew up in Oahu, and I just wanted to make an observation of what we experience and we are experiencing now in Oahu, and also something that is affecting every American. And this will be a question for you and for everyone to think about as my second half. As an observation, growing up in Oahu, we experienced the kind of community and solidarity and dynamic sense of pride that I think you people still share. Here in beautiful Hilo, I'm actually very concerned about the future of Hilo and of Hawaii, this being one of the last real places where communities can gather like this. In Oahu, it would be pretty much impossible to have a town meeting of this nature now. Specifically, what I see in Oahu in the past 15 years is a growing number of homeless people. And our younger generation, I'm third generation Uchinanchu, but our younger generation now on Oahu Island have become, they've become acclimated, they've become insensitive to homeless people. And the people of Oahu now are stepping over homeless people, are looking the other way. And I don't think I've seen too many, but I'm beginning to see I walked out here late at night just to observe, just to dream, and also in the early morning, and I see that you guys are beginning to fall apart in that area of community unity. You know, you must not allow homeless people to become a regular part of your daily life. You must address that. It is a sign. It is a sign that things are falling apart, that the unity of your ohana is truly breaking down. The other thing I wanted to mention is I think the greatest threat is not a tsunami, but I think the greatest threat to all communities right now in the United States, of which you still have an opportunity to protect yourself against, is a breakdown of our democracy. Over 80% of the people in the United States don't want to be in this war. But as evidence of the breakdown of our democracy, we're still in the war, and in fact, the Defense Department has gotten, I believe, a 6% increase. So don't fool yourself that the federal government is indeed working for your benefit or expressing its plans for you in your best interests or based on your wishes.
And Mr. Tamashiro, what we're going to do is take that part of your question, your statement, that applies to the panel and ask if there's someone who will address about the homeless issue. If we could do that, please.
That's fine. The homeless issue is just an observation. I have one specific issue that you folks all...
Could you state it in a question?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
What are you going to do about the fact that right now in the state of Hawaii, every vote you take or you make on a piece of paper goes into a Hart InterCivic black box machine? It's locked and it goes to a central counting office where nobody I ask in Honolulu knows exactly who counts it or how the public has a genuine chain of custody authority to see what our vote is and if my vote was accurately counted.
Okay, I'm going to invite you to take your good questions to another forum, but I appreciate the sentiments that you're hoping to address. We're going to focus on downtown Hilo, and I bet in other venues there will be an opportunity to ask those questions too. If anyone would like to address the homeless question, is there anything that might be stated? And that will be our last response.
Being in the middle of downtown, the Historic Cultural Council and the Cultural Center faces the homeless problems almost every day. As an arts and cultural organization, we don't know how to solve that problem. So it's my feeling that the government, the businesses, and the people have to come together to see how best we can help these people in the best way we can and free downtown from the difficulties we experience through homeless living on the footsteps of the arts and cultural organizations and bringing their problems to interfere with the appreciation of the arts in our community and to protect the visitors as well from it. So I don't have an answer to that, and it is a problem, and I'll continue to participate in resolving if it can ever be done with the agencies concerned.
Thank you. And we want to thank all of the panelists.